I mean, Kody and I have an agreement that if we decide we don't want to be married anymore, we're not going to hold each other up. But I never thought that I wanted to leave the marriage. No, I just know how much I love Kody, and I know he's a good guy and he's doing his best. I don't think anybody should be married while they're going through a divorce. Anybody who's gone through a divorce knows that it brings out the worst in you.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, August 17th, 2023. Guess who sat down with People magazine? Robyn Brown. Not the most super long interview. She didn't get to get glammed up like Janelle and Christine, and it looks like they did it over Zoom from her home. And Kody also did an interview. Kody's interview was like, oh my God, I've hit rock bottom. I'm the worst human ever. I'm never going to get married again. My life is in the toilet kind of thing. And how he's trying and hopeful for the future. Okay. And Robyn's was a little bit more like, oh my gosh, my marriage kind of sucks. It's really been terrible being married to a man going through 3 divorces. And I don't know if I can stay married to him. Yeah. So I did this post a couple days ago on my Instagram, and I said, I give Robyn 3 years before she files for divorce. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just can't see the two of them sticking this out, because Kody's going to eventually turn on Robyn, take out what he's going to take his anger out on Robyn. He needs to lash out at someone. He is a master manipulator, and he's so narcissistic that he's always got to make chaos in his life. So all I can do is imagine that he's going to find ways to pit people in her immediate family against each other, because he has no one left. So Robyn spoke to People magazine and basically said her relationship and her life is HE double hockey sticks. So let's dive into today's topic. Before we do, can you please do me a big favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Click on the bell so you can get notified of any time I go live or new content loads. And please consider sharing this video with a friend and leave a comment if you have something to say. Okay, so Robyn started off this interview basically by saying that she and Kody have this agreement in their marriage where they do not have to hold each other back. They're not going to keep each other stuck in their marriage, and they can move on. And that at this point, she hasn't considered leaving Kody because he's doing his best, to which I say, is his best not having being on speaking terms with literally anyone in his family? Is his best isolating all the kids from him? Is it shunning all of the older kids? Is it stealing the money from the family? I don't know what his best is, but to Robyn, that's his best, and she also thinks he's a good guy. Gross. And then she described why divorce is so hard and why it's just so hard to be around Kody.
Gone through divorce knows that it brings out the worst in you, and sides of somebody that you didn't know existed, type of a thing. It's been very difficult.
So apparently this divorce has brought out the worst in Kody. Clearly we've seen that. Now, I don't know how she thinks that this is a different side of him. Perhaps it's because there's no one else for him to yell at and scream at, and she's the only one with him, and she has to be with him literally all the time. But has she not watched the show where she has seen how awful he is? Does this mean he's worse off camera? I don't know. She also said this: no one should have to be married while they're going through a divorce. It's been hell. There have been times he's tried to self-sabotage and sabotage us. I've had to work hard not to let him. Do you ever notice how much control she uses when she talks about Kody? Kody does tend to want to self-sabotage, and he definitely wants to try to make things, get rid of things, and he's probably for sure making her life hell. But if he's being so terrible to you, Robyn, why are you there? What's the point? You left your first marriage because you said that he was an abuser, and Kody is being the same way. He's doing it on a public platform, and then somehow you're going to say that you're going to stick this one out but not the other one out. It's just very, very, very strange to me. Oh wait, it's probably because you're on a show and famous and think that, you know, it would look stupid for you to walk away from him, and so you probably have your tail between your legs a little bit. That's just kind of where my brain is going, but I don't know. Robyn also talks about how she thinks the family failed because they made this proclamation to the world that they were going to be, you know, the poster children for polygamy, and they proved it didn't work. Check it out.
I am embarrassed that we, showed our family to the world, and then that we can't keep ourselves together. It's really embarrassing, and I feel like that we failed because this was the commitment that we made, and we were all in this, and we all made this choice and end up together and always be a family. And I just feel like people left.
What I'm hearing Robyn say is that she feels embarrassed because of the way she looks now to the world. Like, that she said that she was a family, that she said that she was part of this thing, that they all made this commitment together, and now she feels like she looks like a fool and an idiot to the public, like she's concerned about how she looks to other people. She's not thinking about the fact that these women were being completely neglected by Kody, being berated, being verbally abused, financially abused. The kids were being completely ignored by Kody. And all she's thinking about is, well, we just look stupid to the public because we said that we were a family and we made this commitment to each other. Well, Robyn said earlier, if she and Kody had this agreement, right? That if she and Kody were in a relationship, they weren't going to hold each other back. So if she has an agreement with Kody about that, why can't the other wives have that? Does she want them to have stayed in a situation where Kody was making them miserable, where Kody was basically kicking them out the door? For 4 seasons, Kody was saying that he couldn't stand polygamy. He didn't want to be polygamy. He didn't believe in polygamy. He didn't want to be around wives that were constantly fighting. He didn't want other wives breaking each other's hearts. He laid all of the groundwork for this to happen. And then he spent all of his time with Robyn and her kids, and then none of his time with the other wives, and he put nothing into those relationships. What does she expect? Did she expect these women to stay in a miserable situation simply because they made this commitment and they decided they were going to put their public out face forward saying that this is the life that we are, polygamy is a good thing? I think Robyn's feeling more shame for the egg that's on her face because of the fact that they left and they aren't going along with the lie anymore. I don't hear her saying, I'm sad that they didn't feel like they were getting what their needs were met. It's more, I'm sad because I look like a fool.
My biggest thing right now, the only thing that kind of keeps me going is my kids. They're also, they're really great kids. And so I just think about that a lot, and I focus on them. And if any of the other children, want to be in our life, then I open my arms. My arms are open completely, and
So then she puts it on the other children, the children to come into their lives and want to have a relationship with them. But she also says the only thing keeping her going are her kids. Her kids. It isn't like that and keep her going is like very dramatic, like as though her world is ending. Are you kidding me? Like, you're still married. Even though you lost your sister wives, life hasn't ended. This is very down and dumpy, and it seems very narcissistic. Like, she wants sympathy because her life is so miserable. And Kody's life is so miserable, and Kody wants sympathy because all the wives left him, but take no responsibility for their role in this. Like, if all the kids want to have a relationship with me, I meet them arms wide open. And yet you have people like Gwendolyn that has said that Robyn says that she doesn't want to have a relationship with them, that Robyn doesn't view herself as a part of the family, that Robyn doesn't think that her siblings and her are safe, that Robyn doesn't want to be close to anyone. It's just Robyn and her kids. That's her family. Like, you have so many people from this family saying that Robyn doesn't want anything to do with them, but then in this interview, she's trying to gain sympathy and say, oh, my life is so miserable. I can't keep going because finally my money went away and they got tired of me spending all their money and I'm so miserable. I only have my kids to keep going. I've treated the other ones like trash. I've made it so that our whole lives are divided at this point, but it's up to them. If they want to come back to me, that's great. I mean, the responsibility falls on the parent to try to mend the fence. In my opinion, even if you're adults, a parent is the one that has the responsibility if they want to make things right with their child. And the child is under no obligation to try to be back with a parent that has been terrible to them. Maybe they don't want to have a relationship with you guys because you all have treated them like garbage. And she did say that Kody says that she's the only wife standing, which is funny because she's the only wife that's been around the least amount of time. I mean, Robyn has been with Kody since 2009, so she's been with him for 14 years. The other wives were there for almost 30. She has nowhere near the amount of time that these other people did. And so, yes, she's standing now, but it's 14 years later, not 30. Let's see where she would be in 30 years. It sounds like she doesn't have a lot of good things to say about Kody. Like, oh, my relationship has been hell. He's tried to sabotage us. He's tried to get us to get divorced. And on top of that, none of the kids talk to us and we look stupid to the public and we look so dumb and we failed. This makes sense now why Christine is saying they didn't fail because their kids are grown up and that was their goal. I really can't.
I was always focused on being out on our property together and I could see us all out there in my mind. Now I don't know what my future is. It's a weird thing to say and it's a weird thing to admit. It's a hard thing to admit. But right now, I'm trying to sort of find my future, if that makes any sense.
For more of
the amount of self-deprecation and self-pity here is so weird. You know how Robyn always says that she has empathy for people? She doesn't have empathy because in no place in any of this does she really connect to and understand the pain of other people and how the pain of other people is why they left. They didn't leave to make you look like a fool. They didn't leave because they wanted to embarrass you. They left because they were being mistreated by the man that you claim is a good person, has taken care of you, that you claim is doing his best, even though none of his kids talk to him and he is angry all the time. You admit that life with him is hell. And this seems weird to me. I'm sorry. Just because your husband's other wives have left, how does that change the future that you have with him? It doesn't. You're still married. You can still make memories together. You can still have a happy ending with him. You can still grow old with him. It just changes and shifts. And it's just so bizarre to me that they're 2+ years into all these women leaving. Janelle left in December of 2021 and Mary left in the spring of 2022. It's been over a year since all of this has shifted and changed, and yet somehow Kody and her are still heartbroken that this is over. If Kody is still this miserable, you can leave. And to me, if you cannot envision a future with your husband, you're probably not with the right person. I don't think she ever married Kody because she wanted to be married to Kody. She wanted the fame and the attention and the accolades, and she wanted the celestial heaven, and now all of that is blown up. So she didn't want the wives. She wanted Kody and she wanted the fame and the money. That's all gone. So now her future is all screwed up. If you still are with your husband and you are in this loving, amazing marriage, your future is with him. It shouldn't be anywhere else. This doesn't, to me, sound like a relationship that was ever built on love. So now she wants us to feel sorry for her because she's the last one standing, even though she's the one that manipulated this entire situation to fall apart. And Kody blew everything up by pushing everyone away. And she's like, God, my life is hell. The only thing that keeps me going is my kids. Kody has just been so terrible, but he's a good guy. It doesn't make any sense. As much as I try to give her a benefit of a doubt, I honestly, I can't, you guys. It's way too hard. It's hard. It's too hard for me to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what else to say. So what's weird about all of this, though, is that Mary wasn't interviewed. I wonder if she'll give an interview with people. Maybe, maybe not. Now, are you on board with me about Robyn? Do you think that it's the same? Like, do you have these same feelings with me? That it's Robyn that's being like dramatic and that her marriage is hell. So, Robyn, if your marriage is hell, you can leave. Go. Nobody's forcing you to stay with an abuser. You already left your ex-husband who was less vile than Kody. And as far as I know, not a terrible human being, Kody, but you're choosing to stay with Kody, but you're embarrassed. I can't. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.